Hi-ho! Good morning to you. It's a Tuesday. It is Tony Kurre here on the Tony Kurre page, and of course Tony Kurre Live on Tony Kurre Radio. Very redundant, right? A lot of Tony Kurre. Download that Tony Kurre Radio app. It's Kurre with a K, and you can listen to classic rock 24 hours a day. Some programming notes today, of course. It is Tuesday. That means Adapt or Perish later on this afternoon at noon and 8 with Alex Hubline from Adaptogent. Fantastic guy. Great chemistry with Dr. Josh Claypo. They did his show. It's like business adaptation. Sounds boring, but when you listen to it, man, it's one of our best shows here on Tony Kurre Radio. The thing takes off again. You can hear that show on the Tony Kurre Radio app live, or go to Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast and search Tony Kurre Radio or Adapt or Perish, and you can listen to the shows whenever you want. We got that going on tomorrow, Mission Minded, with our good friend Michael Coleman. He's fantastic, the executive director of the Jimmy Hill Mission. We have Live Wire Wednesday brought to you by Southern Precision Staffing for all your staffing needs. 205-682-2828. Great show. Blues Almighty with Austin Hanks on Thursday. Damon Johnson show, getting ready to go back on the road with Brother Kane. They kicked that tour off, I think, in Milwaukee in April, and they're going to go full board all in 2023. We'll get that going on at noon and 8. And also When in Rome with Stuart Rome from the Woodhouse Day Spa, birmingham.woodhousespas.com, right there next to Saks, the Summit. Wonderful place, great experience, fantastic atmosphere, upscale, fantastic. Check out When in Rome. It's a show that'll make you look good, feel good, and sound good. All right, so today on the show, by the way, we're going to be on Fox 6 coming up again on Thursday, thanks to Jeremy, and of course, all the wonderful Fox 6 personalities there, TV personalities. Janice Rogers, I love you. Mickey Ferguson, I love you. Dubs, I love you. Toy, I love you. We'll be on there Thursday morning right around 9:35. Today we got a little Today in Rock History, which I think is kind of interesting. We'll do some birthdays. Also, a mistress has come out. It's a gal that used to be a school teacher by day, OnlyFans at night. Now she's making like $50,000 a week, just taking her clothes off. You women have it so good. I mean, I know it's tough. But, man, if you look good, you can just kill it money-wise. And also, the best way to get to Vladimir Putin. This is going to be really interesting because I think there's only one way you can stop Vladimir Putin. And this is something we should have thought of years ago. And I'll tell you what that answer is coming up in a few minutes. Birthdays today, George Benson turned 79 today. I love me some George Benson, man. Grew up listening to George. I did a bunch of jazz shows when I was in Radioland, and just love playing his music. He's 79. Reese Witherspoon, 46. William Shatner, it's amazing. I remember when he turned 90. William Shatner turns 91 years old today. I watched the, what is it called, The Unexplained on the History Channel or Smithsonian, one of those channels. Dude is 91 years old. Betty White, I mean, she's gone now. But William Shatner, he's like the male Betty White. The guy, he's 91 years old. It's unbelievable how good he looks. J.J. Watt, 33. Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars is 57. And Allison Stoke, this will make you feel old. Remember Allison Stoke? She was the pole vaulter. She made the Olympics. I don't think she won a medal or anything. She went viral. She was one of the first women, really first anybody, to have something go viral because the way she looked at the time, she was 17, which was kind of creepy, but she's beautiful. She's a pole vaulter. She turns 33 years old today. Also on this date in 1971, the Allman Brothers were arrested at a truck stop in Jackson, Mississippi. I remember this. And charged with marijuana and heroin possession. And also in 2004, we voted one person, if you could have one person meet the first aliens that come to Earth. Like we know the first aliens, there's like, we're coming, we're going to be here on March 22nd, send us your best ambassador. We voted who to be the first person to meet aliens? Who do you think it was? Ozzy Osbourne. Can you imagine? All right, so this woman is a proud mistress. I hate homewreckers. It's hard enough because guys are always going to cheat to get in a woman's pants. And so he's always going to say, yeah, I'm separated or I'm getting a divorce or things aren't working out. That doesn't give you free reins. Buddy Little, good morning to you. It doesn't give you free reins to go ahead and be a homewrecker, particularly when you got kids. But there's this mistress who evidently she was a school teacher and then OnlyFans at night. And then the school board realized she was taking her clothes off and posting them all over the place. And so they fired her. Now she just does that full time. And now she's making like $8 million a month or whatever. She came out with the 4 lies that cheating men will tell a woman. I was like, cool, clickbait, I'm in. And then I've added a few myself. Now, I'm a guy, so I'm going to give out some clues to you ladies out there if your man is cheating on you. I hope he's not, okay? But these are some guys out there right now watching are like, dude, shh. No, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Been there, done that, and I will tell you what those are. But this gal says here are the 4 biggest lies that a man will tell a woman or tell his wife so he can cheat. She said, first of all, cheaters are a thrill in bed, probably because they haven't been pleased in years, which is unfortunate, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get me excited. Al Cooper, good morning to you, Al. She said, I tend to go for men in their late 30s or 40s. They're much more romantic, financially stable, and experienced in bed. All right. The North Carolina native explained the first lie a cheater will tell their partner is that they're meeting up with a friend for a quick drink. All right. Heard that one before, but yeah. They'll tell their wives not to wait up all night for them, and sometimes they'll use that. And I know women have used this too. The old, I've got a friend who's got some issues, and I need to go visit them. Remember the old, Lion Eyes song from the Eagles? Yeah, John, he's having a tough time, and he wanted to go out tonight and just have a couple of beers and talk. Chances are, John ain't having no problems. The second lie is he'll likely say, I have meetings, and I'm traveling all week for work. If you got a guy who travels all week for work anyway, this is a probably pretty hard one to catch. But she says a lot of time guys will say, yeah, I got to work Tuesday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday, and they're just sacking up at a hotel down the street. Just pretty ballsy. Thirdly, she claims that a cheater will tell his wife not to call his work phone, as their boss will get upset if they take personal phone calls. Total bullshit. Brandon Austin Morris, good morning to you. Listen, if you got a boss, if you're the wife or the girlfriend of a dude that's got a boss that doesn't like him taking personal calls, and you're not calling it like you're not one of those gals that calls him 3 or 4 times a day, it ain't happening. It ain't right. And finally, the 4th lie a cheater will tell us is, I've got a new credit card, but it's just for work, so don't worry about it. Okay. Now, that depends on who's doing the budget. If he's doing all the bills, he knows what's going on. If you're doing the bills, you're like, okay, that's your credit card, you do your thing. Particularly in this day and time, it just doesn't happen. So I've added a couple other things that guys lie about to their mates when they're cheating. All right, you ready? It's a big one here. Putting the phone down. I have a major issue, man. I mean, I do that with friends who are cheating on me. Like when they got their phones down, if you got your phone, listen, I know it's your private stuff and everything in your phone is private. You don't have your credit card number right there on your screen. Unless you're walking around with porn or something on your screensaver, there's no reason to put your phone down. Particularly if your wife or your husband, if you're a man or a woman, and your wife or your husband start putting their phone down, then you need to start thinking to yourself, okay, something doesn't seem right. Why would you have to put your phone down? Now, if you got kids, maybe you're going back and forth with a nasty text. Maybe you got a friend of yours that sends some nasty pictures, something like that. Stick it in your pocket, that's fine. But whenever you got your phone, think about the last time you put your phone down anywhere. Think about it. Taking private phone calls a lot. There's a dude down the street. I'm not saying he's cheating. I'm just saying it's a little weird. But there's a dude down the street, like 4 or 5 times a week, he's walking in his yard with his phone. You see that guy? He's walking outside the house. He's walking around, kicking the grass, and he's on his phone in the front yard. I'm like, dude, why are you in the front yard on your cell phone? Like, why can't you sit on the back deck, or why can't you take it in the den? I know if he's got kids and things are a little crazy inside, once in a while, I get it. Once in a while, I've taken some phone calls. I got a private call. I'm on with a lawyer or something. Then it's fine. I understand that. But 4 or 5 times a week, you're walking in your front yard on your cell phone. That's just weird. Something's not right. Go with your gut. Here's a big one. When your man comes home, does he give you a kiss? Like when he comes home from work, most guys, hey, how you doing? Give the wife a peck on the cheek. If he does that all the time, but he's not doing it at 3 o'clock in the morning, red flag. Something ain't right. If he's coming home and you're still awake and he runs straight to the bathroom, I gotta pee. Something's not right. Guys can wait to go pee for like 5 seconds to give you a peck in the cheek. First of all, they don't want you to smell where they've been. And second of all, they don't want to kiss you because they feel guilty because they've been kissing somebody else. And sometimes those lips just don't feel right when you've been cheating on them. Cheating lips. Lying eyes, lying thighs, lying lips. Just an idea. Some guys out there right now going. A big one that that a friend of mine told me years and years and years ago, and it only works once, but if your dude ever comes home smelling like gasoline, let me explain. If a man's been around a woman that's got heavy perfume on, and he's not one of those guys that goes straight to the shower when he gets home, sometimes gasoline will mask any smell, any smell. So sometimes guys will stop at a gas station. And again, this only works one time. If your dude's coming home and smell like gasoline every night, you got major issues. But all you got to do is just take a little dab of gasoline and wipe it on your clothes, and it will mask any perfume, any smell, anything. And of course, you're going to go, dude, what? He's like, I spilled the gas on the way home. I had to stop, fill up the car. It only works one time. That's like your ace in the hole, guys. You can't be putting gasoline all over you, but it works. Weekend trips with guys. Now, this is one of those ones where guys go, oh, hey, I go fishing with my buddies. I'm not saying all guys. I'm just saying that if all of a sudden your guy, now if you met him and he went on weekend trips all the time with guys, golfing trips, golfing days, whatever, that's fine. I'm not saying they're cheating. But if all of a sudden your guys have to go on weekend trips with the guys, hey, me and Bob, we're thinking about maybe going to Vegas for the weekend, or me and Bob are going down to Biloxi for a couple of days, or hey, so-and-so's having a tough time. He wants me to come to his cabin over in Atlanta for a few days. And that's happening like once a month. Something ain't right. Something ain't going good. And the other one, this is a pretty easy one, upgrading their hygiene. Listen, if you got a wife, you take it for granted. It's unfortunate. You need to be honoring your lady. You know how I feel about that. But when guys start changing their hair color a little bit, maybe they change their look, maybe they've lost some weight, maybe they're getting the teeth whitened, maybe they're doing more manscaping, trying to look good for someone else. The other thing I think is really interesting is, and this is just science, guys who are cheating seem to be more flirty and seem to be happier for a lot of reasons. So if all of a sudden your husband's got a little extra pep in his step, seems to be laughing a lot more, seems to be kind of more friendly, maybe he's flirting with you a little bit more, just something to think about. Now, I'm not throwing these things out there to make you freak out, but here's the number one thing. Here's the number one thing and how you can tell if a guy's cheating. Go with your gut. Listen, you've been together 10, 11, 12, 15 years. You got kids. You got a job. He's got a job. You're super busy. You're taking kids to practice. You're making dinner. You get up early in the morning. You're starting different classes. Maybe you just got a new job. He's got a new job. But go with your gut. If something just doesn't seem right, confront it. Okay? If something just, if you're like, yes, and sometimes you want to give your husband or your wife, in this particular case, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt because you're like, you love them. You trust them. You're like, man, it's a little weird. It's a little strange that all of a sudden he wants to start working out at Planet Fitness at 10 o'clock at night. But he's trying to look good for me, so that's fine. Planet Fitness 2-3 nights a week at 10 o'clock at night, getting home at midnight, a little weird. Just go with your gut. If something just doesn't seem right, go with your gut. I hope I'm blowing up for you guys. Maybe tomorrow we'll do things that women cheat about when they cheat with their guys. And finally, I think this story is amazing. We may get into this on Fox 6 on Thursday morning. And I said to Dr. Josh Claypo, let me tell you something. And this kind of goes along with the cheating story. If you really want to get to a guy, it ain't through his belly. It's through his woman. If you really want to get to a guy, you want to get the guy change, or you want to just piss the guy off, or you just want to demoralize the dude, you go after his woman. Because guys will protect their women to the furthest extent. As long as she's honoring him and being there for him, a guy will do anything for his woman. So this story came out last night that friends of Vladimir Putin's woman, Alina Kabayeva, is that how you say it? Kabayeva? Are begging her to go to Moscow to persuade him to end the war. Let me read that again. Friends of Vladimir Putin's significant other are begging her to fly from Switzerland to Moscow to get him to end the war. We've done everything we possibly can. Economic sanctions. We've done it all. And nothing's working. And now they're saying this is the linchpin. This is the ace in the hole. If you really want to get Vladimir Putin to stop the war, go through his woman. They have 4 kids together. Evidently, they're saying she has a lot of pull. She is in Switzerland right now. She's holed up in some private place with her 4 kids. There's a lot of Swiss people that aren't too crazy about her being there. And he's basically put her off. She's afraid to fly from Switzerland to Moscow because she's afraid, first of all, she doesn't know if she can see him. Can you imagine how crazy that is? That his lover is afraid to fly to Moscow because she doesn't even know if she'll be able to get close enough to talk to him, which is really bizarre to me, but that's war. The second thing is she's afraid that once she gets there, she won't be able to get out and get back to Switzerland to see her kids because she can't travel with the kids. But that just goes to show just how incredibly strong women are in the world. We talk about how that controls so many different things. If you really want to get to a dude, go through his girlfriend. If that would be, and I've seen it happen a million times, women start wars, women can end wars. There have been a multitude of wars in our history that have been started over a woman. Starts with a caveman. Hey, why are you looking at my girlfriend? Why are you looking at me? Next thing you know, they're fighting. Next thing you know, you got World War I, World War II, World War III, World War XII, whatever it is. But if you really want to get the dude, man, go through his woman. Get to his woman, and you've got something going on. Benny Sullivan, good morning to you. I hope you have a fantastic week. We're getting after it here. We got some great shows. The Adapter Paris show, again, is fantastic. That thing's going to air at noon and 8 on the Tony Kurre Radio app. It's a free app. Takes you 5 seconds to download. Please download it. It would be doing me a great service. It's got great classic rock and roll 24 hours a day. Classic rock you don't hear very often. And then all these unique programs that I mentioned earlier. And if you can't listen at noon and 8, I certainly understand. We have on demand. Go to Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And just search Tony Kurre Radio. You can just Google it, Tony Kurre Radio. It'll take you to Spotify. It's free. And we have over 100 different episodes of everything from Blues Almighty. We have the Damon Johnson Show. We have Mission Minded. We have When in Rome with Stuart Rome. We have Adapter Parish. We have Dark Side of the Pooch, which we aired yesterday. And we do fresh new shows every single week. So every week, there's like 10 different shows. We have the Curry and Claypo show that airs right here on Thursday mornings. We're on Fox 6. We have a ton of great stuff going on. Also, by the way, don't forget, join me on Bama Online and also on the Jay Barker Radio Network this afternoon. I'll be there about 12:30, 1 o'clock. I do the show with my brother from a different mother, Jay Barker, a little bit later on this afternoon, so check that out as well. So a ton of going on right here on Tony Kurre Radio. Peace, I love you, and have a wonderful day.